What's up, family? How y'all doing, man? Welcome to another Lunch and Learn. Happy Friday to y'all. Man, I'm super excited to be on here with you all to be talking another topic. All right, as we talk about lunch and learn today, man, grab your lunch, grab your pen and pad because we definitely about to learn, man. I'm excited, man. Welcome back. Happy Friday, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's good, man? What's up, Instagram? What's up, Facebook? What's up, LinkedIn? What's good, YouTube, and everybody in my Facebook group, man? I got an exciting topic today. We're talking about the duties and responsibilities of a mobile home investor. All right. So listen, y'all. I am one half of the Mobile Home Elite Investors. My name is Byron Sellers. And man, specialize in all things mobile homes, manufactured homes. And pretty much, man, listen, I'm excited to share these with you, y'all. We've been here live Monday through Friday at noon every day for lunch and learn. And again, I'm super excited to come on here to talk about the responsibilities and the duties of a mobile home investor, y'all. So do me a favor, drop in the chat. Let me know where you're checking in from. All right, let me know where you're checking in from. And on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like this channel. Instagram, make sure you show some love, man. Hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that follow button if you're just tapping in. But this is the series Lunch and Learn. All right. So we're going to get into it. Today, we're going to talk about the responsibilities and the duties of a mobile home investor. Now, if you brand new to this, are you brand new to this and you don't really necessarily, know too much, this one is for you, right? So you can understand if this business is for you. Do I want to take on the responsibility of investing in mobile homes? Do I want to really get my hands into this business that I may not know about? Is this for me? Okay, so that's what we really going over, man. Like I said, I got some good stuff for you all. So again, make sure you go ahead and tap in and share this live with somebody. All right, share this live with somebody. I truly appreciate it. So let's get into it, right? When I first got started in mobile home investing, me and the wife, I didn't really know everything that entailed. We didn't know everything entailed, right? So here's the thing: when we first acquired our first properties, okay, that was the first thing. We didn't even know where to look. We was online, we was Googling things, we were just kind of winging it, right? So when we first acquired the property, one thing I didn't know, we didn't know we had to turn the utilities on, right? Something that simple. I had never invested in any real estate. So I'm like, man, I gotta turn utilities on. This another bill. I didn't know. Also, we didn't know that we had to upkeep the lawn care while we was holding on to the asset. Like, hold on, I gotta cut the grass. Man, y'all, we lived in Chicago. Our property was 2 hours away. So I remember getting a letter, right, from from the park saying we were getting fined because our grass wasn't cut. So what I had to do was I remember getting on the phone, calling friends and family, like, yo, you got a lawnmower? You got a lawnmower? Y'all, can you imagine driving 2 hours with a gas lawnmower in your trunk, in clothes, and riding back and forth to go cut grass that probably took me on two properties, probably took me about an hour and a half, not even that. And mind you, y'all, I grew up in an apartment all my life. So I ain't never cut no grass. Right? Imagine the smell of gas. Imagine the smell of, and I did that, y'all, for this property. When we held on that property, I did it 2 times, making that trip back and forth. Shout out my guy Ray for letting me borrow his lawnmower. Didn't know that. Didn't know also there's a potential that somebody can break in our house while we were holding it. Listen, y'all, God bless. Nobody stole nothing from our property. But what they did, they said, when I tell you to smoke our house out, y'all. Every time we come back, up and smoke to it. Every single time we come back, they got bones and everything. They was in there getting high. I'm like, I'm not gonna say I'd rather them steal something. It's like, why y'all smoke? We had carpet in there. Why y'all smoking this house out? Didn't know that, right? Again, these are things I just didn't know getting into this business, that these are things that could potentially happen. Paperwork. We didn't even know the proper paperwork to have when we first got started. I remember our bill of sale, I ain't gonna lie, was it was something we found online. and something we definitely should have had checked, but we made it happen. We didn't know that every single like the DMV in y'all states, ours is Secretary of State of Illinois. We didn't know that all of them didn't do title transfers. So I remember trying to play it off, right? We had we we got the buyer and we like, oh, sorry. We trying to figure out where can we go get a title. And they were so patient. We had no idea of the cost associated with the title transfer. We learned everything on the fly. So that's why today I'm like, you know what? Let me give y'all the tools and get y'all an outline of the responsibilities that you will have as a mobile home investor. Because here's the reality. Some of y'all like, listen, I'm gonna watch your lives, I'm gonna watch your YouTubes, and I'm just gonna try it. Right. And I want to make sure I got y'all. But here's the thing. Imagine you got a great deal and you fumble it because you don't know what to do. And that's what I want to help y'all avoid today. Right now, listen, luckily, we didn't fumble it. We were able to finish it. But at the same time, again, if we had the resources and we knew, we would have definitely been like pros and would have had everything we needed. So this line of real estate is quite different, right? And you got to wear many hats. And that's what we're about to get into. You got to wear many hats, especially starting out, right? Where my new people at? Anybody new on here, new to being in far as mobile home investing? Put yes in the chat if you've never even thought about investing in mobile homes, or put yes in the chat if you have not done a mobile home deal yet. All right. Let me know where my new people at. Okay. Put yes in the chat because I want you to imagine having the ins and outs like a pro on your very first deal. So then that way it goes a lot smoother and knowing what you have ahead of you. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the responsibilities. All right, let's talk about the responsibilities. What does a mobile home investor got to do, right? What are the duties that a mobile home investor has to, you know what I'm saying? So the first thing, let's talk about the acquisition. Let's talk about the property acquisition, finding the mobile home. Well, that's the first thing. Honestly, for most people, this is the hardest thing. Finding the property. Finding the property, sourcing, evaluating, and purchasing the mobile home is sometimes the hardest thing for most people. Put yes in the chat if you've been looking for mobile homes. You like, man, this is kind of getting discouraging. This is getting discouraging. Like I've been looking, I've been trying to find things to wholesale. I ain't really seeing nothing. I remember back in 2019, 2020, y'all used to talk about $5,000 mobile homes. I'm not seeing that, right? And I'll be real with you, you rarely gonna see prices that low, right? Inflation has even touched the manufactured home communities. Okay. So with that being said, that's the hardest part of sourcing, finding the mobile homes. But you have to be consistent. Sourcing a mobile home isn't something whenever you feel like it, trying to, go on Facebook Marketplace, you go drive for dollars, whenever you feel like it. No, you have to be strategic with it. Relationship really building is one of the key things that really helped us early on. Once we start building relationships, deals was like, we got to the point, not to say we were turning down deals, but we got to the point that's why we really honestly got into the educational part, because we started to educate our friends on like, listen, this is what we doing. We getting a lot of deals. Look, I'm gonna put you on game. Let's eat. You feel me? Like, because it was an influx. And once you have that is a good problem to have. Evaluating, right? The biggest question I always get is, what do I look for? Like, what do I look for in a mobile home? Like when you go in there, like, what do you look for? Well, I'll tell you a few things. The first thing I'm looking for, the floors. I'm trying to step on every nook and cranny to make sure there's no soft spots on the floors. If it's soft spots, I know, cool, that's going to cost me money. I need to repair that. Does it need new flooring, right? I look at the roof. Okay, is it wet spots on or is it damage? Is it water damage? I look for the corners and things like that. I also look on the window sills. I look to see if there is like water stains, and because it could be potential mold behind there, right? It could be leaking, things coming in. How outdated is the appliance? Does it need new paint? If electricity comes on, I'm turning the electricity. Does all the lights work? I'm also turning the water. If the water's on, I'm turning the water. If it's sitting vacant for a while, that could be a potential plumbing problem. Those are the different things where I'm looking at when I'm evaluating a mobile home. And then as far as purchasing, making sure that the investment goes. Just because it's a mobile home and it can be cheap, does it make sense? Right? Are you doing your numbers before? Just because, oh man, this $5,000, $10,000, okay, what's the income? What's your exit strategy? How will you make money on it? Not because, oh man, I tried a $10,000 mobile home and I think I can sell it for 20, 25. Like, no, it ain't what you think. What does the market command in there, right? It's knowing things like that. Also, talk about the property management aspect of it, right? And again, this is just individual mobile homes. The property management aspect, if you plan on something, you all like put yes in the chat, like y'all want rentals. I want some mobile home rentals. I like to cash flow some. Put yes in the chat. Yes. My bad. I didn't even know it was music playing in the background. But yeah, let me know if that was something that yes. Did y'all hear that music? I just looked at my little soundboard and saw and just saw the button was on. I was probably talking over the music. Oh, I see somebody said, "What's the music?" You have random music playing. Dang, my bad, y'all. Let me rewind. My bad, y'all. Do y'all okay? Let me ask you this: do y'all need me? That's funny, y'all. My bad. I didn't even know I hit that button, y'all. It said the beat drop. Hey, that is. Hey, listen, my bad. Do y'all? Let me ask y'all this: do y'all need me to go back if y'all didn't hear me? Because what's funny, I had to chat. When my notes is, I had to chat over the notes. So, y'all, man, the replay. Sorry, y'all. Let me know if y'all need me to repeat something. They said, please go back. All right, I got you. Oh my God, y'all, my bad. So I'm over here footworking. Hey, yo, Eric, you wild. Hey, all right, cool. All right, listen. We gonna rewind. We gonna rewind. Dang, I'm glad. Thank you, God. I'm glad I looked at that button because I'm like, I just seen it lighten up, and I'm like, yo, what is that? All right. So, what was the last thing y'all heard? Help me go there, and then we gonna we go we gonna go from there. I see Jesse said you got random music playing on YouTube. Wow. Hey man, listen, I appreciate y'all. I'm glad I saw this. All right, cool. So what was the last thing y'all heard? Because I'm gonna rewind from there. I ain't gonna start the whole thing over, but what was the last thing that y'all heard? And then we're gonna go from there. I appreciate y'all, family. I appreciate some of y'all probably logged off, like, man, this boy crazy. Definitely, man, y'all. All right, where y'all need me to go back? What was the last thing y'all heard me say? If not, dang. All right, cool. We're gonna go. So check this out. We're gonna go over. We're gonna start at the responsibilities. I logged off and came in twice. Oh, okay. Drop some in the chat that we've been having a hard time finding deals. Ooh, that's crazy. I was going for a long time. All right, come on. So, like I said, if y'all had a hard time finding deals, we'll get back to it. Sourcing mobile homes, property acquisition, that is hard. All right, that is hard. That's some of the hardest part about finding good deals is the fact that when you're looking for a mobile home deal, that is the hard part. A lot of people get discouraged because it's like, okay, listen, like I can't, I can't find a good deal. I'm looking, I'm on Google, I'm on Facebook Marketplace, I'm driving for dollars, but I cannot find a good deal. And so this is one of the things I'm telling you, that's one of the hardest parts. The hardest part of getting to this business, that role is finding the deal. And it's never going to be a perfect deal. It's never going to be a perfect deal. Remember that. But the deal has to make sense. So let's talk about evaluating that deal. How do you evaluate the deal? Evaluate the mobile home deal. Well, for one, it's a few things. Okay. For one, let's talk about it. Do we have a handyman special? Meaning that it needs a lot of work, right? Like I'll come in and first thing I'm checking for when I'm evaluating a mobile home, I'm looking for soft spots on the floors. I'm stepping on every nook and cranny in the mobile home. I'm trying to feel for soft spots because for every single soft spot, meaning for every spot that my foot feel like, oh, yo, this can cave in, that's going to cost me money. The next thing I'm looking for, I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm looking for any wet spots, right? I'm looking for dark spots. Is it mold? I'm looking for areas where it could potentially leak is. I'm looking in the corners. Like that is very crucial for me because again, that's going to cost me money. I'm looking near window sills. Is there any water near the window sills that's trickling down? Right. I'm looking at paint. I'm looking at the flooring. Do we need new flooring? I'm looking at the appliances. Do we need new appliances? Those are key things that I'm looking for when I am evaluating a mobile home because every single thing is going to cost me money unless I sell the mobile home as is. If I sell the mobile home as is, then again, I'm flipping into an investor. But those are key things I'm evaluating. I'm turning on water. I'm trying to turn on lights, right? Because again, I can have a plumbing issue. Now the home has been sitting and no electricity, the water's off. Now, right now, I could potentially have a plumbing problem. So I always want to make sure I put that into my cost. Then purchasing a mobile home, right? Here's the thing about acquiring a mobile home. Just because it's cheap, that does not mean it's a good deal. You have to evaluate the deal, meaning you have to know your numbers. For one, if it's a $10,000 mobile home, you can't be like, I think it's going to sell for $20,000. I think it's going, I feel, no, what is the market command? Is the market demanding or if it's in a mobile home park, right? Can I make this much money? Is other homes in this house, like you can ask questions like that to a park manager. Any home that's sold over 50,000, how long did it sit? How long did it take? Right? Those are great questions to ask when it comes to evaluating mobile homes, right? Especially on your purchase price. Because again, a lot of times we go off the feeling of what we think the mobile home can cost. What we think, right? You think, and it's not what you think, it's about what the market demands. Okay. So property management, that's another thing, right? So the property acquisition, we talked about that, right? And also, last but not least, does it align with your investment goal? What's your goal? What is your goal? Is it to do a fix and flip? Is it to just flip it? Is it to wholesale? Like, what is your goal? Is it in line? Now, some of y'all who want rentals in here, put yes in the chat if you want mobile home rentals. I think I asked y'all that before. Y'all told me about the music. Let me put yes in the chat if you like, yo, I want to be able to get some cash flow. I'm looking for cash flow. Put yes in the chat. Let me know if you're looking for cash flow. All right, I see some yes. All right, I see some yeses. Y'all want some cash flow. So here's the thing, right? If you want cash flow, then you got to be, if it's rentals, you got to be willing to do maintenance. Who are you going to have do the maintenance? Rent collection. Right. What software are you going to use for rent collection? Personally, I would never tell you go door to door. I would never tell you pull up and go collect rent. That's too old school. If that's what you want to do, if you want cash in hand, be my guest. Have some rental software. What type of relationship you going to have with your tenants? Are you going to be a landlord that's own it? Right? You doing inspections every quarter. You know laws. You can't just pop up on them now. You can drive past the house, but you just can't come in keys in because you suspect something. Are you ready, God forbid, for an eviction? Like these are the things you got to be aware of. Even when you go in, again, that goes to tenant screening, all of those good stuff. Like you got to be aware of these. Anything can happen when you want to do buy and hold. Anything can happen. So those are things, again, responsibilities as an individual mobile homeowner, right? How you gonna track your expenses? QuickBooks. Every time, let's be real, right? People don't realize this is a business. It's a business. A lot of times people ask me, like, should I get my LLC and things like that before I get started? You don't have to, but I always tell you it's great to do it. Turn into a business. Expenses. Listen, depending on, you can use certain apps. We used to use Mile IQ. I don't even know if that app is still, because things get bought out and things like that. But track your mileage, expenses, right? What does it cost? Every single tool, like everything that you do for that home, that's part of the business. Calculate your ROI. Then at the same time, if you all, we talk about responsibilities, if you plan on being a landlord, you got to know the tenant laws. You got to know the landlord tenant laws. You just can't handle property and think and enforce your rules. Like you got to know those things. And then if it's in a mobile home park, you still got to know those things. What type of contract did you have, right? Your leasing agreement with the option to purchase, or just a regular lease agreement? Like, you got to know your contracts. And then you definitely got to screen your tenants, man. Listen, one thing I'm gonna tell you this. I made the mistake early on of I remember having a mobile home, and this one was in that mobile home was in Mishawaka, Indiana, right by South Bend. Mishawaka. All right. And I remember having a tenant, and it was red flags because his mom had got him the house, right? And they said there was the thing. The first thing they said, all of them was gonna live in there. My gut told me the way they was talking, it was just gonna be him. And we ran his credit, it was bad. It was bad. But I think I paid 2 months lot rent on that one, right? We was getting a few people come in. We was trying to sell it for cash at first. It was like, you know what? Cool. We just gonna turn this to a rental, right? We're gonna turn it to a seller finance. And a lot of red flags on the credit. Sure enough, came in. They paid the first 3 months of rent. Then they asked, hey, can we pay rent on the next month? Credit card. Okay, cool. Then, right, the rent was coming 15 days late. I started seeing the red flags, and I knew like something's my gut told me something was going to go wrong, right? Again, I just wanted to help, right? But again, I wanted to help a family. End up finding out it was just him and his girlfriend that lived there, right? The mom had did it just to get him a house. He decided he wanted to stop working, and he wanted to drop out of school, and he didn't even know what direction he wanted to go with his life, right? And so, again, it was just a decision making. I learned a lot, but if I would have screamed from the beginning and went with my gut instinct and saw that the responsibility, his track record with his credit, I would have known to say no and possibly would have ate another, I think it was $372. But instead, I ain't gonna say it cost me because the park ended up evicting them, which right. But at the same time, right, it was just I went, I think about a month without lot rent, and then we ended up getting somebody else in there. But just an experience I learned, right? Now let's talk about a mobile home park owner, right? Let's say for my people who on here want to own a mobile home park. That's the goal, right? Let's say you talk about cash flow. A lot of y'all want cash flow. Who on here want to own a mobile home park? Like, yo, I want to own a park. I want the whole entire thing, right? Now, yesterday we did, make sure y'all check the replay. Yesterday we did a live about the high demand of mobile home parks. I went over a lot of things, so make sure you watch that yesterday. Yesterday's episode. But let's talk about it, right? Like the responsibilities of here's the thing: a property acquisition. When it comes to the property acquisition, work with a broker or a wholesaler, but always work with a broker or a wholesaler that has a track record and has sold mobile home parks. Work with a broker or a wholesaler that has sold mobile home parks, y'all. Don't work with your cousin and just be like they came, because here's the thing. What I realized, I would get people to send me mobile home park deals, and I get to ask them questions like, what's the net income? What's, what I'm saying? What's the net income? Is it city water, city sewer? I would ask some, and they'd be like, what? Like, let me find out. And he'd be like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody said, how do you track it? How you find that track record? Normally, most brokers and things will have. They'll even send emails like, we just sold this, or they'll have on their website the properties that they sold. All right. So again, the acquisition part is hire a professional, right? If you're a wholesaler, if you already wholesale houses and things, again, I would tell you just put it, input and start having your cold callers and things called mobile home parks. But again, it's a different beast, right? Park management, right? How are you going to oversee those things? If you're going to be an owner operator, meaning you're going to be hands on, or are you going to outsource and hire someone to manage your community? A lot of times, again, you can discount rents, right? You can have somebody within the community doing it, that you can do, or does your park bring enough income in to be able to have someone to manage, right, at a proper salary, or what do you need managed? Again, lot rentals, the maintenance of the common areas, meaning the lawn care of, around. If you have gates, you have signage, the mailboxes, like those are the key things. This is a community, right? Utility management around. Does he have proper lighting? I will always tell you, go with solar lighting, right? Or different things to give your community proper lighting. And then you need somebody, CPA, right? The financial piece. Unless you're a CPA, you need somebody to be able to manage the park finances. Make sure you ain't got nobody stealing, right? I've heard a lot of stories of park managers that have been stealing because people still pay cash. Honestly, I'll tell you this: if you're a park owner, no, you shouldn't be accepting cash. Everything should transition to online payments. Now, here's the thing: sometimes you have elderly tenants who don't necessarily, they may not be up to, up with technology, and they may like to run a check and things like that. But that's something that you can have your manager help them to learn how to deposit a check and things like that. So again, it can help your community, right? What's the budget for? What's the financial reporting? Like, what's the budget for the year? You got a budget for it. Anything can happen. A tree can fall in on something, right? Do you got insurance to cover that? Or the roads, if you're in the north, the roads, right? We know what the snow does with the salt. Like, we know those can eat up a lot of that. Those things can eat up a lot of the roads, and you just got to be prepared for that, right? It's not just all cash flow. You got to have cash reserves. You got to know your park, the legal part. You got to know the park regulations. You got to have a strong attorney on board, right? This part of your dream team, you got to have a strong attorney on board because things happen, right? Somebody fall, sue, right? Like the zoning laws. If you want to, if you have more acreage on your community, can you put more homes? Or sometimes, again, they may, if you have older pads, like you got to make sure you're able to bring new houses in there, right? Know your tenant rights. What improvements are you going to make, right? You need to know that before you even acquire a mobile home. Are you going to raise rental incomes, right? That is something that, you definitely have to be, more inclined to, okay, or how often will you raise rents, and what value, if you raise rents, what value will you provide to the community if you are deciding to raise rents versus just coming in just by, oh, it's below market? Like, what will you give back instead of just raising somebody rent, so then that way they can say, okay, cool, we're getting this, versus, oh, the market. Could you imagine telling your tenants like, well, I'm just raising our rent $25 because it's the market? Now here's the thing: in apartments you can do that. Mobile home parks, it's a little different because a lot of times most people that are living there, man, this is the last. It's the means of, like, yo, like, this is all we got. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, you got to make it make sense. And then you got to stay informed about your competition, because there's other mobile home parks. What's stopping them from going and moving out of your park to go to there? Or what's stopping them from moving their house? Because another competitor can say, you know what? If our lot rents are lower here, we'll pay for your home to be moved in our community. And now that leaves me out of 20, 25, $30,000 because I'm not keeping my tenants happy. Right. So again, those are key things when it comes to just staying informed, right? Risk management. Again, we talked about property damage, tenant turnover. Are you planning for your vacancies properly? Taxes. Told you got to have that CPA. These are key things, right? What are the tax benefits, bonus depreciation? All those things are in line that, again, that can help you with those type of investments as a mobile home park owner. All right. So again, as we talk about it, right? What's going on, family? As we talk about the responsibilities, there are different hats that you got to wear. As we recap, as a mobile home, if you're starting out, a responsibility, you wear all the hats. You like a jack of all trades, man. And the reason why I love this experience, because you get the experience to see how the entire process goes. Whereas in traditional real estate, right, single family homes, here's what I do, right? I hire a realtor to help me find a property. Then after I hire a realtor, right, let's say I get a property, then guess what? I got to get my lender, right? I got to make sure my lender, and then once I get the lender, then I got to, if we get the house on the contract, I got to get an inspector. I got to get the house appraised. Then we close. We got to go to a title company. Then if I got a contractor come in, I'm hiring a contractor, which he hires people. He may subcontract, and we have a lot of hands in the pot. And that is okay, right? Because a lot of times our transactions are over hundreds of thousands of dollars. But with a mobile home, now we talk about an asset that's less than $20,000 or sometimes less than $50,000. Here's the thing. I'm finding the properties. Can I use a realtor? Absolutely. But honestly, what my realtors are on here, how many of y'all really want a 3 to 6% commission on a $20,000 home? Most of y'all like, nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna go over here to this $300,000, $500,000 plus home, right? Then, if I'm finding my own properties, I'm evaluating my own properties. The only people that I'm really getting is possibly somebody to inspect my home. I'm hiring either a contractor or a handyman to do the work on my home. And then if it's in a park, I'm in communication with the park manager of what the rules are. But for everything else, it's on me. Now, owning a mobile home park, yes, we have way more, right? We're outsourcing attorneys, CPAs, brokers. Again, and we're hiring maintenance men. Like, this is a business that we have, right? That we're running. So we need our key figures for these things. So that's the things to think about again when we talk about the responsibility. So you got to ask yourself now, do I want the responsibility in this business? Do I have what it takes to be successful at this business in mobile home investing? That's the magic question. So, y'all, man, this has been good. Lunch and learn, man. If you found this information valuable, please share. Please like this. Please subscribe to the channel. Listen, if you want to chat, all right, if you want to chat, I see a lot of y'all got a lot of good questions. So here's the thing. I'm gonna be real with y'all. These lives are absolutely free. But if you the questions, you got those burning questions, I'm gonna tell you, join my community, join my elite squad. If you want to learn more about the elite squad, listen, y'all. A new community that we're starting, man. I'm super excited, which is a basic community of mentorship, a community of having access to all of our past courses, all those things where we can joint venture again, just building a very tight knit community where you'll get all the hows, all the ins and outs to your burning questions. Listen, all I need you to do is if you're on Instagram, comment, connect, man. We're gonna schedule a call. Let's chat. Let's see what you're working on, how we can definitely get you into the elite squad. And listen, y'all. I'm excited. I'm super excited. Scan that QR code if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Let's chat. Let's chat. Let's get you on the Elite Squad. And again, just building a strong community. If again you had those questions, if you want to do business with us, if you want to invest with us, come into the community. Right. That's the best way I can tell you, man. Get involved, get into the community. And man, like I said, let's chat. Let's talk it out. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. All right. My community is the cheapest on the game right now. When I say that, it's the cheapest mentorship that you'll probably ever run into. And when I say cheap, it ain't cheap on the value, it's just the most affordable, right? Because I understand what times are at right now, and I want you to be able to win, right? So the biggest thing for me is, man, listen, comment, connect if you're on Instagram, go ahead and schedule you a call. The link will be in the show notes. So I ain't gonna say show. This ain't a podcast. It's gonna be in the link in the description. I got y'all, man. But listen, y'all, this was fun. I truly, truly, truly appreciate y'all, man, having a phenomenal weekend. Do something good, and y'all know, man, it's that part, man. What you eating for lunch, man? Drop in the comments. It's lunch and learn. What you eating? What healthy lunch y'all eating today? If you ain't eating healthy, it's all good. Let me know in the chat what you eating. If you eating Burger King, Wendy's, let me know what y'all eating. Man, shout out. I got my in-laws in town. They just made a big breakfast. So I'm gonna skip lunch. I was skipping lunch, man, because again, man, I'm excited, man. I'm always honored to be here with you all. Let me put this link in here as well. Let me know and make sure y'all do me a favor, man. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram. Truly, truly appreciate y'all. Let's see. Let me put this link in the chat. What y'all eat, man? Drop in the chat. This that part I gotta know. Let me see who on here healthy. Some of y'all been rocking with me for a while, and let me know what y'all eating for lunch, man. This that part. We a little bit over, but it's all good. Let me know what y'all eating for lunch. Put this in the comments. Don't see the link. Fish and collard greens. Oh, okay. Endure 8 on Instagram. You eating real good. Hey, Patrick the Star said I eat tropical smoothie. That's one of my low key spots, man. Tropical smoothie. Let me see. Let's see. Hey, okay. You having tacos. Eating good. What y'all eating in the chat? Let me see. What y'all eating? What y'all eating for lunch, man? What we doing for lunch? Don't be shy. You can if you're eating greasy, put it on here. It's Friday. You deserve that. Let's get it. Let's get it, y'all. All right. Facebook, if you commented on there, I'm sorry I can't see y'all. But it's all good. I'm gonna come back. But man, again, another dope episode. I will see y'all Monday. Monday, set your calendars for lunch and learn. Monday, we will be talking about the topic for Monday is unlocking the potential why mobile homes are a great investment. So tap in as your first time jumping on. Come and tap back in, man. Truly, truly appreciate y'all. unlike no other, man. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all on Monday. Let's get it.